session about our undergrad international missions here at Wentworth. And again, this is only undergraduate missions office only. So if you're curious about our graduate program, definitely send Study Metro or me a message. I will definitely put you in touch with our grad missions team. So this whole presentation is about 10 minutes. I'm going to introduce some of the, quick highlights of institution, and feel free to type in any questions in the chat box, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. So first of all, what you see here is in the picture is an overview of our campus. We're located in the heart of Boston as one of the largest cities in the US. I'm sure most of you know Boston is a global education center, and that's pretty much what I knew before. So like I was an actually international student myself, so I definitely understand, all of the challenges, things like that. But Boston is definitely, offers a lot of not just an excellent academic learning environment, but also a lot of fun things happening here as well. Lots of sports, events, museums, things like that. So for students to definitely spend the rest of the 4 year of their undergrad experiencing. And at Wentworth, it's really at the hub of the global hub. If you're an NBA fan, you can walk about 20 minutes to watch a Celtics NBA game in person. If you're interested in arts, walk across the street to MFA. That's the Museum of Fine Arts, one of the most comprehensive art museums in the entire world. If you love nature, definitely you can go, to the front gate, hop on the subway, and will take you 20 minutes to the Atlantic Ocean side. So definitely a lot of fun things to do. So Wentworth by the number. So we were founded in 1904 as a technology-focused school. So we definitely have been around forever. We have grown into a nationally ranked university that specialized in degree programs in STEM fields such as engineering, mathematics, computer science, design, management, things like that. So I think the University of Now is definitely a great tagline for us. Our university isn't humongous. We have a little over 4,000 students. 7% are international students. We have about 10 students from India. So again, 64 countries represented. We're definitely very diverse. And in terms of our school, like I mentioned earlier, we're not humongous. Our undergrad student population is about 4,000. Our average class size is about 18 to 1. And then within specific, School of Engineering and the Computer Science, the student faculty ratio is actually 15 to 1. So definitely it's a really close-knit community. Your professor will know you, like by your face, by your name. And it's not like a school that, students can easily miss a class, things like that. So we also have a lot of support on campus. So the whole community is basically like one big family. And in terms of majors and minors, we have 3 schools that house all of our programs. So we have School of Architecture, Design, and Construction Management. We have School of Arts and Science. And we also have our bread and butter of the institution, School of Engineering and Computer Science. So as you can tell from our name, we specialize programs in STEM and architecture business. So that's all we do, and we do it really, really well. For engineering specifically, we're ranked number 32 in the entire nation for the best undergrad engineering programs. So definitely a lot of things to highlight here. If you guys have specific questions about specific major, feel free to reach out to Study Metro or me afterwards, and I'm happy to share more information about those. So we are definitely, like action-oriented learning is definitely something that we are really proud of. All of the programs are very hands-on and project-based. I know a lot of schools, talk about action-oriented, but I truly, truly think, Wentworth take it to the next level. So no matter which program you choose to study in, you're going to find that everything is going to be very hands-on. It's never like, go to the classroom, got taught at, read your chapter, do your homework, nothing like that. So we actually have more than 60 different labs and studios on campus. Just a couple of, like examples, we have 9 mechanical engineering labs, we have 5 civil engineering labs, we have 6 construction management labs, we have a lot of like biomedical engineering labs, 2 biology labs, things like that. The list goes on and on. So you're definitely going to spend a lot of the time in the labs, in the studios, rather than in just like, classroom setting. Again, it's very, very interactive. And then in terms of like I mentioned earlier, we really take it to the next level, not just like through class, but also we're trying to, I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry, if you can just please go ahead.
Hi. Yeah, so what I was referring to in terms of like project-based, definitely co-op is something every student will need to, pay attention to, especially, if you're thinking about working for a company afterwards or, staying in the US after graduation to gain some work experience. This is a fantastic program for you to know. So what is co-op? I often get a lot of questions from international students. So co-op is kind of like, internship. So internship in the United States, I was an international student myself. I did internship. So a lot of the time internships are part-time, it's unpaid. While you're taking your internship, you're also taking like some other courses on top of it. So for co-op at Wentworth, it's actually very different in a sense that it's full-time temporary employment indirectly related to your field of study. So for our co-op, how it actually structured out is that for the first 2 years, we are providing the world to you, to the classroom, to the lab space. In year 3, in year 4, for the majority of the programs, in senior year fall semester, junior year spring semester, instead of taking classes, attending lab sessions, things like that, you are actually going to work for a company full time during those 2 semesters and taking summer semester courses in your junior year and senior year. So on the right side of the screen, those are just like a couple of, like companies our students are working at currently. We also have students who are working at NASA, Tesla, at Google, all of those companies. So while our students are doing their co-op, they're gaining an income by holding a job. On average, students make about $14 to $20 per hour, 40 hours per week. And that's about 2 semesters long. So that's close to 8 months. So that's definitely something for students to think about, the return on investment. But what's more important, in my own opinion, and based on my experience, it's really like the, like connections that you build on those sites. It's really about the practical experience that you gain, and also understanding what really works for you, what you are passionate about within very specific, major, and then to really carve out your future career. Within, like the co-op programs. We also offer a lot of like support. We have our Center for Co-ops and Careers, who is going to work with students individually to help you with your resume writing, cover letter writing, things like that. And we also have lots of fun on campus with, Boston as our backyard. Definitely there are a lot of options there, but within the community, during the academic year, there are always a lot of things going on. So student engagement, they put on a whole calendar of events and activities from, bingo to open mic night to movie nights, all that good stuff. We have over 70 student clubs and organizations, 19 Division III athletic sports. If I have to kind of, like group our clubs and organizations, we have fun and entertainment-based clubs, we have cultural and community-based clubs, and we also have, like academic focused clubs, things like that. And we also have like an innovation entrepreneurship center on campus, which is like a center that allows all of our students to think outside of the box, push their passion, and then turn ideas into actions to start their own venture. So for our students, we kind of like a mini Shark Tank. So like for students, who want to work in a startup or become entrepreneur, we do mini Shark Tank. So our students have the opportunity to put together their own business ideas and proposals, and then they can, make their own pitch around the school calendar year. And if they are selected by our advisory committee, again, so like a lot of them are professors and a lot of them are from the industry, things like that. So they can actually receive $2,000 to $3,000 to launch their own business, or develop that money to whatever projects that they want to use for. So it's definitely a lot of fun as well. In terms of admissions process, Study Metro will be like the experts in terms of sharing admissions process. I will, quickly go over this. We do rolling admissions, so you can still submit your application for, fall 2020. That's no problem. And in terms of application requirements, we're pretty straightforward. Like pretty much like any other institutions. We are on Common application, and we also have our school own application portal. We require one personal statement, one letter of recommendation, and then all of the high school transcripts. So for India specifically, I know a lot of the time students pay more attention on their board exams. So like your 10th grades and 11th, 12th grades, things like that. So we will basically, based on your school curriculum, and then evaluate those transcripts. We do have $50 application fee, but if you want to get it waived, definitely send an email to us, to our admissions office, and then providing explanation, things like that. We usually do pretty good. We are test optional, so SAT, ACT are optional, but if you do have it and have a pretty competitive score, send it to us. It's going to help with your merit-based scholarship. In terms of like English language proficiency, we require TOEFL, or we accept IELTS or Duolingo. So for TOEFL, the minimum is 79, for IELTS 6.5, and then for Duolingo, it's 105. And then if you are studying in a English language-based high school, then we will need to, see the school profile or have your guidance counselor to, confirm that, and we can waive that English language requirement for you. So we also offer merit-based scholarship. So every year it goes up to for year 2020 to 21, it goes up to $18,000. And as long as you keep a 2.5 GPA or above, then you're gonna keep that scholarship for the remaining 4 years. And then our tuition and room and board are also listed on this slide. So feel free to take notes or navigate to our website to find more information. Well, that's pretty much everything that I have here for you guys today. Feel free to ask any questions that you have. And thanks again for Study Metro, so for organizing this one.